Those gloves are
Andre
trash.
3000 showed up on the red carpet.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Wearing his piano. Perhaps he's worried about the Trump tariffs interrupting the supply chain. So now musicians are forced to hum their instruments around.
Attention, citizens.
Hello.
I just want to look obnoxious. Well, you certainly pulled it off. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, my friends. If you're new here, I am Lance. If you're returning, welcome back. Now, today I want to check out a video by Kennedy Saves the World, one of my favorite VJs back in the day from MTV. We just checked out a video from her about that Blue Origin flight, and she always has, like I loved about her back in the day, she has a sharp wit about her. They just had the 2025 Met Gala, or I lovingly call them the Hunger Games. There were a few people, Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, I think her name is Sydney Sweeney, and a couple others look good. The rest of me just look like, I know I get it, it's hawk toy, whatever. Just ugly as shit. All of the White Lotus cast dressed like trash. What I really noticed was Walter Goggins, who I really enjoy, wore this hideous outfit. It's like a deconstructed, just subject. I don't know what it was. It's some craft project from Project Runway, with a skirt. And not only is a skirt. Fine, if you want to wear a skirt, because all they want to do now is put dresses on men now. So at least make it look like a decent looking skirt. If you're going to do that, if you're going to try to emasculate them that well, at least make it look like a nice looking skirt. It was hideous as fuck. So I'm curious what she thought about, because I have my thoughts, and but I'm really curious what she has to say. So let's get right into it. I'll leave the link for Kennedy Saves the World down below, and yeah, let's get right into it. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. I will save your world. Don't watch the Met Gala or Gala. How about Gala? Okay,
Gala.
We're a couple of gals looking at the gala, and it was stupid. It was a bad theme. Anna Wintour was rambling about. Someone asked her, because the theme was super fine, tailoring black style. It's like those themes are always very vague, and which makes them interesting because they give you a theme, and whatever variation you do on the theme, it can lead to satisfying brilliance, or it can completely fall flat, and you can look like a failed Amazon Halloween costume. Last night was a failure. All of the women showed up in cartoonish pimp suits, and they looked absolutely ridiculous. There were a couple people who pulled off good looks. Anna Wintour, when she was asked, the editrix of Vogue, who of course is the chairman of the Met Gala, and she decides who gets invited because the devil wears Prada. Yeah. So Anna Wintour was asked about her allyship in black tailoring and what that means. And she was like, fashion's a language, just like music is a language. We have people from Asia here. Didn't make any sense. It's obvious she didn't understand the question. She seemed like the Kamala Harris of the entire event. Kamala Harris was actually there. She was inconsequential, just as she is in our politics now. And all that matters, no one cares what happens on the inside. All that matters is the blue carpet. And let's go through some of the looks that hit, and most of them missed. This was Zendaya. She was in La Roche. And I thought she looked really good. She was one of the few women, and I wrote about this in the Daily Mail, that actually carried off the suit well. Most of them didn't. Madonna was limping around the red carpet. I think she was trying to do a Charlie Chaplin thing, but it just looked like she broke a hip. And she had a cigar, and she was like a wounded penguin. It was not a good look. And her suit looked weird. Her alien face evolution, it's very odd. Here's Halle Berry and her vagina. This is a custom look by Laquan Smith.
Oh my God.
She should have opted for not sheer paneling, because she's a lovely woman. Got a great set of cans on that one, but no one needs to see the mud flaps.
Mud flap. Mud flap. He did not go with the mud flaps. The mud flap. Someone mentioned, who was that? Who mentioned they said she showed side pube. And I didn't catch who it was. It's like she showed side pube, but I didn't catch who the person was. So it was Halle Berry. God damn, Halle. You don't have to do all that. You are gorgeous. You don't have to do those kind of stunts. Good Lord, girl. You have an Oscar. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do what, Kanye's wife had to do. What's her name? Sonya Blade or whatever. She was naked. Like, girl, you got talent. You're gorgeous. You don't have to be that naked. Jesus Christ, and wear underwear. Good Lord. Everybody's going to be your gynecologist after this.
Bad Bunny, it's like this is a time for absurdity and ridiculousness, but everyone looked like a pimp. And I did like the bag he was carrying. He looked like an angel in Prada. I liked his...
An angel? I don't know about that, honey. He looks like he's about to go bowling. That looks like that is a nice bag. That's probably a few bands. But those gloves are trash. That hat looks like he's about to go farming. Bad Bunny's half gay anyway. I'm not surprised he'll wear something this god-awful ugly. This is not even a structured suit. He has a decent body. He's been in WWE wrestling. He's wrestled. He has a decent body. He could have a nice tailored suit. He don't have to look so frumpy, dumpy. Being half gay, he is. We heard about him. Did he parties? But allegedly. But really, this frumpy, loose looking outfit. You have a decent body. You could wear. Isn't a dandy supposed to be structured, tailored? This is not structured tailored. This looks like you just got this off the rack at Ross off the irregular size. That's to be honest with you. And that hat is a miss. It looks like you're going to go farming.
His little gloves.
Those gloves are
Andre
trash.
3000 showed up on the red carpet.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Wearing his piano. Perhaps he's worried about the Trump tariffs interrupting the supply chain. So now musicians are forced to hump their instruments around for fear that they won't have them because of a global piano key supply. Or lack thereof. Here's Tracy Ellis Ross, who should have stayed home. She's wearing Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs was clearly drunk and on mushrooms when he put her in that horrendous outfit.
Hold on. Hold on. I just spit all over my goddamn keyboard. Hold on. I want to look at this. He must have been drunk and on mushroom. Look how those pants don't do nobody justice, girl. They made her look like she's 30 pounds heavier. That's all that does. If I was her, I would be so... I don't care if it's fashion. It's haute couture. I'm going to be seen... People are going to take pictures of me. I want to look like I'm not like my 400-pound wife over here. Good Lord, girl. Those are hideous. That's Marc Jacobs, girl. Girl. You need to get off that Molly. I don't know what you on. You need to get off that whatever. You need to get off that stuff because that is atrocious. You just did this girl dirty.
Marc Jacobs was clearly drunk and on mushrooms when he put her in that horrendous outfit. You see what I mean by all the women dressed like cartoonish pimps. They thought they were being wacky. I love Chapel Rowan's music. She looked like a Timu D. Snyder. It did not fit well. She looked a little nasty.
Kennedy, you're coming out with some good ones there. I can't come. Timu. I can't remember.
Here is Doechii in Louis Vuitton. This was Pharrell apparently has a big hand in designing for Louis Vuitton.
What?
He should resign in disgrace. That is, again, cartoonish, goofy suit. Another woman in a suit.
I didn't know that. Pharrell designed for Louis Vuitton? When y'all let me know. I know you guys know. You let me know when he started doing that. I didn't know that. I know he was like wore their stuff, but I didn't know he designed that stuff. I know he's a pretty artistic guy with music and stuff like that, and being a producer and stuff.
Here is Serena Williams in Montclair. A lot of puffer vests. It looks like she's dragging around a light blue satin down comforter.
Yeah.
Serena fared no better.
The dress looked nice though. Look, the dress looked nice. The dress was decent. Just get rid of the comforter. The dress was decent. You just didn't need. It does look like a goddamn comforter. It looks like me when I'm sick and I just don't. I'm just trying to. Get me my water.
Down comforter. Serena fared no better. The White Lotus stars looked super ridiculous.
Yeah.
Amy Lou Wood.
Who's that?
Just stay home
her?
and make an appointment with a good orthodontist. Don't go to the Met Gala. Patrick Schwarzenegger looked like a female banker who tried to sneak in.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger's son? Is that a little handbag he's carrying to? Like I'm saying, they're really gaying up all the straight men here. I look, you're trying to culture appropriate our. You just
work clothes. He looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
Here's Walton Goggins.
Oh, jeez.
I guess he's this year's Pedro Pascal, dressed by Tom Brown. Oh, look, I'm in a skirt. It's like he's a fine actor, a little bit ridiculous. And here's Lisa, who played Mook in White Lotus as well. All the White Lotus people, like I said, they failed. She is in Louis Vuitton. She's wearing Rosa Parks' face on her crotch. As you can imagine, with all the black artists, musicians, and designers in attendance, they were not thrilled by that. They felt that was a little bit disrespectful. Rosé from...
Did you hear about that? Her underwear, and they say the pattern in her jacket also had pictures of Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks. Well, she was not in the back of the bus that day. She was full front up on her crotch that day. I couldn't believe when I heard that. And I was like, come on. First of all, what? It looked like a regular lace pattern until someone takes a close-up picture of it, and I was like, holy shit. Choices, girl.
Blackpink looked pretty good. I thought Gigi Hadid, who was in a remake of a Josephine Baker gold gown, looked absolutely stunning. Sydney Sweeney caught a lot of heat because they said she failed the theme. She was wearing a dress.
Yes.
She wasn't wearing a clowny suit. I think that she succeeded. She was in Miu Miu. She looked absolutely fantastic and classy and chic, which she never does. She always looks like she's just a glorified Hooters waitress who got a promotion in a mall. Kendall Jenner looked the best of all the Kardashians/Jenners.
Oh, wow.
Kylie, total miss. Kim Kardashian looked like if a hooker was now engaging in spy versus spy. She apparently fell when she was leaving her hotel because one of her security guards stepped on the train of her dress. She has sparkled. She has shown in the past. She did not last night. So much of this looked the exact same, and it was incredibly underwhelming, and people were bored by it. It was self-indulgent for all the wrong reasons. There were so many looks that were just flat and stupid and idiotic and scary. Cynthia Erivo looked like if RuPaul's Drag Race had a Freddy Krueger night and she still lost. There was one broad wearing a red lace thong onesie over granny panties, over red tights. She looked like someone who needed to be committed to an asylum. And they all did. I think this whole goofy
Oh, I hit the Sorry.
exercise has really, truly run its course. And I would say the same thing from the Correspondents' Dinner in DC a week and a half ago. It was the same thing. Like something that used to be great and fun that you would look forward to all year jumped the shark seasons ago.
Ooh.
And now we're left in chummy waters, just smelling like rancid halibut. So that is my Met Gala wrap up, and you are welcome. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
I really enjoy Kennedy. I forget. It just reminds me back in the MTV back in the days with her. She was always had that, that she hasn't changed. She still has that sharp wit, which I enjoy. Even back in the day when she was a music VJ or whatever, what was a big video jockey or whatever they used to call them on MTV. Like, I love the shit out of her, and she has not lost her just that sharp tongue. I like that. Yeah, every time I see, the reason why I think of the Hunger Games, and I blame this on YouTube Shorts, because I was scrolling through YouTube Shorts a while ago. And then they showed like the 2024 Met Gala, and they had the theme song for the Hunger Games, and they had this whole Hunger Games thing, and kind of like a side by side. And ever since then, I kind of associated like the Met Gala to like the Hunger Games. So now I think of it, and it's just like, rich people doing rich stuff, just showing off, and But it was every year they always have some ridiculous people, and I'm sorry, YouTube influencers are not celebrities. I'm sorry, no, James Charles at the Met Gala. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. You have all these little YouTube influencers. I know you want to bring the younger crowd, but James Charles, really? All the hoes, you pick her? James Charles, ooh. But it was a lot of weird things like at that thing. Like they had Kami Harris in there, and she looked like Cruella de Vil. And they had, oh my God, just like Megan. I didn't like Megan's outfit. The outfit would have been fine if they fitted her better. She gave her this double boob thing, and then she had this weird poop emoji bun in her hair. It just looked like a big poop emoji. And then the color of it really made it look like a poop emoji. Just plopped right on top of her head. Oh God, why you do that to Megan? Oh God. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the Met Gala. Maybe some of you liked some of the, the pimp outfits a little bit more than I did. I'm so sick of the men, like the guy from Shameless. I always forget his name. He was from Shameless, and he also did that wrestling movie. Now I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that's so boring. He just wore a regular top." But you know what? He looked good. He looked like he looked handsome. He looked like just a handsome man. He didn't have a little pocketbook with him. He didn't wear high heels or a dress. He looked like straight up just a gentleman with some style. I don't give a shit. I like simplicity in my men. I'm sorry. You don't have to be. Save that for the gay men. Save that for that one gay guy that always likes to show off all the time. Let him wear the extravagant outfits. He can pull that shit off. But let the straight guy, fine, you want them, they're boring. I don't give a shit. They look good. They're handsome. It accentuates just their body. It just makes them look better. You don't have to, I don't give a fuck all that. Say, oh, it's all blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the Met Gala. And take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Love, peace, and reason.